Welcome back to 504 Road Trips. Today is our fourth and final video within the city of Knoxville, as well as Knox County. We begin at one of those anomalies in the U.S. highway system, and that is a divided route. Here, US 11 splits completely in two, with each half labeled 11W and 11E taking completely different courses. Unlike auxiliary highways, which would just have an additional number appended to the 11 as a prefix, such as 211, 311, 411, etc., we have two separate main lines, and this usually occurs because two different cities deem themselves important enough to be on the main line, but a single highway can't easily go through both. This was once quite common in the 1920s US highway system, and the divided routes were mostly original to the system. I guess it seemed like a good idea at the time, but the divided routes were pretty quickly eliminated, and today only 14 out of the original 86 still exist. As of 1996, the American Association of State Highway and Transportation Officials, or ASHTRA, has ordered that current ones are to be eliminated as rapidly as the state highway departments and the Standing Committee on Highways can reach agreement. Incidentally, not a single divided highway has been eliminated since that 1996 order. 6 of the 14 existing split routes exist within the state of Tennessee, and we'll see another one before the end of this video. Now I know that someone has already started a post in the comment section admonishing me for not mentioning Interstate 35, which is totally unrelated to this, but it's worth mentioning that split routes exist on the interstate highway system, although there are currently very few. But most notably, I-35 splits into 35E and 35W in two separate places, Dallas, Texas and Minneapolis, Minnesota. Also note that even though the suffix indicates which direction the split route lies in relation to the other, it should be pronounced as a letter rather than a cardinal direction, or it'll cause confusion with the actual direction of travel. So now that the concept of the divided US highway has been explained, when we were planning this trip we were faced with the conundrum of which route to take. Because the split is about 120 miles, that meant that covering both halves would add 4 to 5 hours to that day's filming, and we weren't going to have the luxury of time to do that. So in June, we took a poll, which can be found on the community tab of our channel, asking which route to take. We got 122 votes, and 75%, that's 91.5 people, voted for US 11E, mostly because it passes through more towns along the way, so there's more to see. I think it was a good choice, and maybe one day we'll get back up that way and film the other half, but for now it's 11E. So when we get onto 11E, which we're now a few miles into, it remains concurrent with US 70, which is the Asheville Highway, because US 70 goes to Asheville, North Carolina. We also have a concurrency with Tennessee State Route 168 here. Here we cross Interstate 40, another major achievement in our trek north. Note that the control city for I-40 West is Knoxville, although we're still within the Knoxville city limits. Coming in from the west, we pick up 2 additional concurrencies, one of which is another of these magical divided US routes. We'll have US 25W tagging along for a short distance, along with Tennessee State Route 9. Our lengthy stay in Knoxville finally comes to an end here. We'll be in unincorporated Knox County for a little while longer. Here, US 70 and 25W and presumably State Route 9 veer off to the right to head for Asheville, and we begin a new concurrency with State Route 34. We get a local name of Andrew Johnson Highway named for the 17th President of the United States, who made his home in Greenville, Tennessee for most of his adult life. We enter Jefferson County and an unincorporated area called Strawberry Plains, so named because of the wild strawberries that grew here when settlers from North Carolina first arrived in the 1780s. We conclude our video here at US 11 East Mile 12. Thanks for watching. We've enabled channel memberships, so for just $1 or more a month, you too can help support our channel and get early access to our regular videos as well as the occasional members-only video. Click the link in the description to join. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, post a comment, subscribe, share and follow us on social media, and join us for our next 504 road trip.